just before I got on the air, about 30 minutes or so, Dana White announced big news, massive news that I know has already been going viral a little bit. I've been trying to go catch up and see what I can get to give information for you guys as this has progressed. But I'm going to get down what I can. And basically, let me say this. So I'm just going to get into you guys. I'm going to give the official statement coming out, and then I'll kind of give you guys my thoughts on this process. So UFC boss Dana White has declared that he is now set to enter boxing. There will be some big announcements soon. This is Dana White's quote, by the way. There will be some big announcements soon. I never say anything I don't do, ever. We've been kicking the whole boxing thing around for a long time, but you've never heard me commit and say, I'm in. That's Dana White's exact quote from his press release, his interview, however it officially got released to the public in regards to what he's now going to pursue or add on to his pursuit. So from what I've gathered so far, this does not impact anything regarding the UFC. He's still going to remain CEO of the UFC. He's still going to be the guy running the show with the UFC. From what I've understood so far, nothing's happening with the UFC in that regards. But what he is doing, he's adding another part to his life, and he's going to start to pursue boxing. I was looking through rumors from what some of the high-ranking media people have started to say that this could look like, and there are a lot of rumors. I could be spending the next 15, 20 minutes giving you guys a lot of rumors of what he could be doing. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm not a big fan of rumors. So essentially, let me point out what we do know. What we do know is that a relationship with Turkey's Excellency has developed rapidly over the duration of the past 6-ish months, 4 months maybe even, and we've seen a lot of stuff happen. Obviously, a big part of why the sphere was even able to happen was because of Saudi money and Turkey. And we could see this relationship was starting to grow quickly. And as we've seen in the boxing world, when that Saudi money gets involved, things come together rapidly. There's not a lot of people that can turn down what Saudi is offering people. So obviously, this has become a close relationship. And we've known privately as well this part about Dana. He grew up boxing. That was something he liked doing when he was younger. And he's always had a love for boxing. Now, as he said, he's been kicking the whole boxing thing down the tin down the road, but he never actually pursued it. And there's always been want to call it a rivalry, sure. That's what he's kind of been in the midst of. But what we now have in front of us is that this appears to be something that Dana White's going to be a member of. To what extent, I don't know. Will he be a promoter and start trying to promote certain guys? Will he be a part of this newfound league that we keep hearing rumors about that Turkey's trying to build and be a guy that helps design it? Obviously, he's done a phenomenal job with the UFC. Words can't do enough to explain how great he's been with the UFC when he's developed there. Is that what he's going to be? The CEO, essentially, the guy that helps put everything together for this new boxing league that we're now seeing with Turkey? Possibly, I'm not sure. Is this going to be a situation where it's basically just going to be a collaboration with boxing, where we see a lot more of these UFC versus boxing fights happen? We know these big ones have occurred. We know the biggest one, McGregor and Floyd. We know we just had last year, we had Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. We've had these things occur before. Is this going to be something that, although Dana's been historically 100% against, is it something that we're going to start seeing? Or are we going to see a fight card one eventually of UFC versus boxing in some way, shape, or form? The answer is I don't have an exact answer for you guys. But this is massive news because Dana White is probably the second most influential figure in all of martial arts at this point in time behind Turkey. And I know there's been a lot of lists come out recently. Turkey's obviously far and away number one. He's pretty much become the guy that makes this stuff happen at the boxing level 100% and has now had a massive influence in the UFC and MMA. Therefore, he's number one. But there's not many guys. The other guys you could compare would be Eddie Hearn or someone along those lines that is really making stuff happen in the boxing world like Dana White is. So if he's now going to be a part of boxing, this just continues to add on and develop how rapid boxing is starting to grow again. Everybody knows if we go back to the 80s, if we go back to the 90s, early 2000s, whatever the case may be, how big boxing was. It was always a foundational cornerstone for, especially in America. Worldwide, a lot of countries are still boxing is top two or number one sport in their country. In America, it started to slip a lot, though. And a large reason for that is that fights did not happen. We've talked about that enough. But if this continues to progress at the rapid rate in which it is, where we see His Excellency doing the stuff he's doing, getting all these massive fights occurring, and now we get Dana White involved, a mastermind, an incredible CEO, if he's not going to help this next chapter of boxing grow to whatever it's going to look like, we could be in for a lot of things, and boxing could really be taking another massive jump here. So obviously, this is something that we have to keep a close eye on. And I'm sure the news is going to continue to progress over the next couple of weeks or months, whatever it's going to look like. But Dana White is officially going in on boxing.